Welcome to the 7th episode of our TOEFL Writing course. In the previous lesson, we learned how to analyze the question, identify the tasks, plan the response, and write the email step by step. We are now moving to another very important part, scoring and common mistakes. Many students lose scores not because they do not know English, but because they do not understand what TOEFL really checks, what weakens the response, and what makes an email strong. In this lesson, we learn how TOEFL scores this task, common mistakes students make, weak versus strong writing, and how to improve the response naturally. Many students think TOEFL only checks grammar, but that is not true. This task mainly checks 4 things: task completion, organization, language use, clarity of communication. Task completion means, did you complete all required actions? Organization means, are your ideas connected and easy to follow? Language use means, how correctly and naturally do you use grammar and vocabulary? Clarity means, can the reader understand your message easily? These are the main scoring areas. The first major mistake is missing one task. For example, imagine the question asks you to explain a problem, ask for help, and suggest a solution, but you only do 2 of them. The response becomes incomplete. Even if your grammar is strong, missing a task lowers the score. Why? Because TOEFL wants complete communication. So before writing, always identify task 1, task 2, task 3, then complete all of them. The second major mistake is writing randomly. Some students jump from one idea to another. For example, first they explain the problem, then suddenly they close the email, then they go back to another task. This creates confusion. The reader should follow your ideas naturally. Strong writing flows logically. A simple organization is enough: opening, purpose, supporting details, and ending. The third major mistake is using the wrong tone. Tone means the style of communication. For example, friend, more relaxed; professor or office, more formal. Look at this example. Hey bro, I need help. This is inappropriate for a professor. Now look at this. Dear Professor Smith, I hope you are doing well. This sounds more appropriate. TOEFL checks whether your communication style matches the situation. Another common mistake is using overly difficult vocabulary. Some students think more difficult words mean higher score. Not always. Look at this sentence. I am tremendously devastated regarding the unfortunate educational circumstances. This sounds unnatural. Now look at this. I'm worried because I missed the class. This is clearer, more natural, easier to understand. TOEFL prefers clear communication over unnecessary complexity. Let's compare a weak response and a stronger response. Question: you missed a class meeting and want to ask your classmate for information. A weak response: hi, I missed the meeting, tell me what happened, thanks. What are the problems? Too short, incomplete, no development, weak communication, limited detail. Now, look at the stronger response. Dear Sarah, I hope you are doing well. I'm writing because I missed yesterday's class due to a medical appointment. I wanted to ask about the main decisions that were made during the meeting and whether any tasks were assigned to our group. I'd also appreciate it if you could share the notes or important information with me. I want to make sure I stay updated and continue contributing to the project. Thank you for your help. Best regards, Alex. The response is stronger because it explains the situation, it completes the purpose, it adds supporting detail. It sounds natural and organized. High-scoring responses usually have these things: clear purpose, complete task response, connected ideas, natural tone, supporting details, controlled grammar, organized structure. Strong responses are not necessarily very long. They are complete, organized, and easy to follow. Here is something very important. Small mistakes are normal. For example, one spelling mistake, one punctuation mistake, one small grammar problem. These usually do not destroy the score, but major confusion is dangerous. For example, disconnected ideas, missing tasks, unclear sentences, grammar mistakes that block meaning. How can we improve our score? Here are some important rules. Read carefully. Identify all tasks. Plan quickly. Stay organized. Support your ideas. Use natural language. Check your work. Also, practice with timing. Remember, you only have 7 minutes, so you need speed, organization, and control. Today, we learned how TOEFL scores this task, common mistakes students make, weak versus strong responses, and what makes communication successful. Always remember, this task is not about showing difficult English. It's about completing the purpose, communicating naturally, organizing ideas clearly, and writing in a controlled way. If you do these, your response becomes much stronger. This was our final lesson on the write an email task. In these lessons, we learned what this task is, how to structure the email, how to organize ideas, how TOEFL scores responses, and how to avoid common mistakes. We are ready to move to the next task of the writing section, academic discussion. This task is very different. It is more academic, more analytical, and more idea-focused. In the next lesson, we'll begin understanding what the academic discussion task is, how it works, and what makes responses strong in this section.